Skyforger. So Skyforger is Amorphis' ninth album. It's coming off of the very successful past couple of albums, Eclipse and Silent Waters, and this is actually my first album from the band. I didn't listen to it when it came out. I first discovered this band in 2011, in February of 2011. I was just looking through iTunes, just looking for different stuff to get into, and I saw this album in the thread or in the iTunes store, and I wanted to get that. Ironically, it's not the first CD that I've bought from Amorphis. This one actually is, since it came out that year. This would actually be a CD I wouldn't have bought until after my senior graduation, a year later, so that's actually really ironic. And for the longest time, this has probably been my favorite Amorphis album, and, well, yeah, it is. It's my favorite Amorphis album as of today. This is, one of their most perfect albums to date. Any of the potential weaker moments that they've had on any of their previous albums, I think they really iron out here. They really polish up the sound, and they have some really kick-ass tunes on here. And listening to the samples of Circle, that album actually has some potential of topping it, but I don't know. I haven't listened to the entire album yet, but we'll see. For now, this is number one. Yeah, let's see what this album has to offer. So, okay, Sampo is the opening track of this album, the very first Amorphis song I've ever heard, and holy shit. This is probably the most progressive song that Amorphis has ever done. This thing goes into many different undulations. It has so much to offer. That piano intro, the just epic as fuck chorus, some of the heavier breakdowns in the middle. There's a very soft little melodic line just before it builds up and just gets really heavy and Tommy's growls kick in. Yeah, the song goes through the most movements out of all the Amorphis songs I've ever heard. It's basically an epic, and yeah, that's very atypical for Amorphis. Yeah, they do go through various different sections in songs, but, well, not like this. This is bordering on progressive metal almost, so it's just very unique, and that's just something that, yeah, Sampo is one of my all-time favorite Amorphis songs, and yeah, it's just amazing. It goes right into Silver Bride, kick-ass single, just really catchy stuff. I really love singing this song in the car. From the Heaven of My Heart, a very beautiful, nice, soft, more acoustic song, even though it's not fully acoustic or anything like that, like Enigma or anything like that. It just has a more softer, more delicate touch to it. Yeah, later on it's heavy, but it's not heavy. It's just, it has the heavier undertone, just like all the other Amorphis songs, so nothing new. Next song on here is Sky Is Mine, which has, it sounds like Under a Soil and Black Stone, in the fact that it has that I can't really describe it, but just that certain sort of riff that you hear in the beginning. It just has that, I can't really describe it. It's something you'd just have to hear for yourselves in the beginning of the song, at least. Excuse me. Yeah, it's a very uplifting song, and it definitely brings the cover art to mind when thinking of it, because just looking at the album cover here, it just has that very soaring, high feel to it, and Sky Is Mine definitely recalls that sort of image. Majestic Beast is another killer beast of a song, much like Percolate God of Fire, Weaving the Incantation, and Shades of Grey, which is the new single off of Circle, which I'll be reviewing in just a little bit. This is the heavy song of the album. This is the most This is the song most dominated by growls. This is the real, just the more aggressive puncher of the album. You do not mess with these guys when they're in this mood, because they will kick your fucking ass. They will pummel you to the ground with a song like this. And yeah, it's a great, great song. I remember covering this, like making a vocal cover out of this, and yeah, it's just a really fun and just beastly song, no pun intended. My Son is a much more delicate, softer song, even though it does have heavy instrumentation. It's not like Majestic Beast or anything like that. It's, typical, like, heavier, melodic metal. And yeah, again, I love the piano line in here. I've covered so many aspects about this album on my old channel. I love this album that much that I covered various portions of this album. Like, yeah, I played like the piano line of this song here. It's just a very delicate, soft melody, and it's really beautiful stuff. Hiya Star is, oh, I love the cover right there. It definitely recalls, the imagery in the song definitely recalls the imagery of this just epic as fuck picture right there. I don't really have a lot to say about it. It's a sort of mid to fast-paced song, but I really love it. There's nothing about this album that I dislike or think is weak. It's a great song. I love it. Skyforger is the title track of this album, and it is an epic song, to say the least. I love the introduction to this album, where it has like the keyboards and the acoustic guitars. It definitely calls to mind the god Ilmarinen, or whatever his name is, the Finnish god of basically the Vulcan of Finnish mythology. It definitely brings up that kind of imagery of like one of those divine steel metalsmiths, whatever. It's just a really kick-ass song. It's epic from front to back. It's definitely one of my favorites on the album. Course of Fate has for a long time been another one of my favorite Amorphis songs, period. The very second I heard this song, yeah, bam, I was hooked. I love the riff to this song. I love the lyrics. I love the chorus. And the solo itself, it's probably the most I've ever seen Essa. I think Essa was playing the solo. It's the most I've ever seen him like really go at it on a solo. Most of their solos are like really simple and like kind of just there to the point. But here, Essa really shows off his solo chops, and it's just all around fantastic song. From Earth I Rose is the last like official studio release song of the album. The next song is Godlike Machine, but this is like the last song on the regular studio edition. I love Tommy's performance on here. The ending here, holy crap, the ending is just beautiful. It definitely winds this album up to like, it definitely leaves this ending out at a great ending. I'm redundant here, but you know what I mean. It winds this album off just very well, with the fading, more heavier side. It just transfers into the more, it goes into the dual acoustic guitars at the very end, and it's just a very nice ending. The entire song from front to back, just very impressive for sure. Godlike Machine is the bonus track of the album, and I think this is the best bonus track that they've made so far. We'll see what Dead Man's Words has to say about that, which is the upcoming bonus track off of Circle, which I can't wait to listen to. Yeah, Skyforger, excellent, excellent album. I don't think I could go on without me sounding more like a fanboy. I'm gonna have to like end it here. I'm gonna have to give this about, you know what? Yeah, 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, 9.5 out of 10. This is just an awesome album. It's my absolute favorite by the band for now, at least. We'll see what trumps it, which I doubt anything will. We'll see what Circle has to say about it. Now we get on to the beginning of times.